Hello guys, how's everybody doing? It's Fernando here today. I got another gaming news week for you guys today. Let's start off by looking at the GTA Online weekly update for today. And today, this week, we're going to have the Acid Lab mission bonuses. All this week has been businesses. Last week we had, what did we have? We had the nightclub. The week before we had MCs. The week before that we had Bunker. And we're closing this week off with the Acid Lab mission sales, which is the best solo business in the game today. Let's see what the Newswire has to say. Start seeing double with bonuses on Acid Lab sell missions. I like that. Plus 2 times GT and robbery, armored trucks, 2 times reward on junk energy sites, and more. Alright. Chemicals are flowing in full force on the streets of southern San Andreas this week. Help the Fooligans dose the world by offloading your supply of potential psychedelics, delivering packages of acid to customers, arranging discreet drop-offs, and evading police stings in Acid Lab sell missions, paying 2 times money in RP through the September 13th. So like I said, this is a good event week for people who play solo because Acid Lab sales are easy. You only get one vehicle, the bike. Most of the missions are fairly easy. The easiest one being the police raid, because you can just start the raid, go hide somewhere, and then deliver the bike, and that's it, you're done. The other ones are a little more involving. The one that takes the longest, I think it would be the Paperboy mission. The one where you're just delivering the little papers to the 10 locations. That takes a little longer, but they're still all they're easy solo. Armored trucks. So the new thing that they added in the last update was armored trucks came back, and now they're double again. They were double the first time they were introduced, and now they're double again for this week. They're little random trucks that go around the map every once in a while. If you see one, you break it down. I forget how much it pays, but whatever it is, it's double. I think it was 25. I want to say. I'm not certain on that amount. If it is 25, then now it's 50. And okay, that's good. And Arena Wars 2 times. It's been all month. All month Arena Wars has been double money in RP. It'd be great if people actually joined up on Arena Wars, but unfortunately, I tried joining the lobby last week. There were like maybe 3 people in the lobby. Unfortunately, it's boring when there's only a small lobby of people playing Arena Wars, and with randoms, it's just as bad. If there's ever a group of friends, you guys will have a great time, like with a good group of 10, 15, a crew of people would be fun. But the way it is now, people just don't join Arena Wars, so that's unfortunate. Motor Wars. This is like their little battle royale version with vehicles and stuff in GTA. This is fun. I played it a couple of times. It's double money in RP. It actually came back. I think they took it off for a while and it came back, so that's fun. And junk energy skydives. They're double money in RP. Don't really care for much for skydiving, but some people do, so enjoy. Your motorsports vehicles, the 300R, the AZ Rally, the Canjo JS, the Jester, and the Tahoma Coupe. Alright, and your luxury vehicles is the Virtue and the SM722. Your prize ride is the Vulcan Nebula. And your premium test ride is the Ingus, weaponized Ingus. Which is funny because why would you put the weaponized Ingus in there if you can't shoot the weapons in the test ride? Didn't make sense, but okay. At least you can ride around in the car. And the sales, we got the Valkyrie. If nobody has a Valkyrie yet, this is a good week to have it. I think it's 50% off, I want to say. But let's see. The Brigade 6x6 is 40% off. That's the one you need for the Acid Lab, so you can just buy it outright if you don't want to do the missions. But if doing the 6 missions gives you a free Acid Lab, I would do that instead. And then the missions are not that hard. You could do them solo. I did them solo. It only took me an hour, so it's not that bad. And plus, you're gonna want to play the new content anyway. So doing the fully game missions, even though they're a little cringy, they're still worth doing. At least the first 6. The last 6 is up to you if you want to do the last dose. The last dose is not as worth it because you only get a car. You get I forgot I forgot his name. That doctor's car, but it's not as good as getting the Acid Lab. Like the first 6 missions, do it. Get the Acid Lab, much better, especially since the Acid Lab is the best solo business in the game. You also get the upgrades, like I said, the Benefactor SM722, the Winnie Issy, the Entity FX, the Kanjo, the Dynasty, the Valkyrie. Let's see, Dominators, the Muscle, the Apocalypse, and the Fisher Shock. They've always been some sort of discount for the Arena Ward vehicle. So this time is going to be the Apocalypse Dominator, the Fisher Shock Dominator, the Nightmare Dominator, and what else? The Vapid Dominator. All muscle cars. Gun band inventory. We got the Dunkel Duster, the Service Carbine, the Railgun. It's back in stock. The Railgun, if you haven't got it yet. Let's see, the Vintage Pistol, Sniper Rifle, Pool Q, Grenades, Proximity Mines, and Armor. And nobody cares about the ripoffs. It's just scam GTA Plus. So that's your event week for GTA Online. I gave it a B plus. Pretty good event week. Like I said, good for solo people. And the other stuff is okay. Nothing special. Let me just cover something else here. Let me cover the Red Dead stuff because that's monthly, and I don't want to forget about my Red Dead my Red Dead friends out there who do still play Red Dead. I occasionally jump in to help with the trader stuff every once in a while, but I don't really play it that much. But let's see what they have to offer for this month. Bounty hunters rewarded with range of bonuses and benefits in Red Dead Online. 2 times money in XP on all bounties, triple reward for trading in bounty hunter XP, and more. So what does that mean? That means that all bounties pay 2 times money in RP. That includes the regular bounties, that includes the infamous bounties, that includes the legendary bounties. Sorry about that. Tongue tied every once in a while. And of course, there was a question about gold too, because originally it just mentioned cash and RP, but it's also paying double gold. Especially all of them are paying double gold as well. So you're also getting gold too. So if you need gold, bounty hunter is the best way to do it right now. And it's pretty much the first license you should get anyway, just because you can get gold there too. Buy for the other roles. So if you are new, if you're starting out, if you just bought RDO because it was on sale or something, you played the single player and you want to play a little more of Red Dead Online, then bounty would be the first role for you to get, so you can get your gold, especially now this month. It's well worth it. And triple money, RP, gold, and XP on all bounty hunter reward trade-ins. So that's when I think that's when you're rank 30 in the bounty hunter. You stop earning rank in bounty hunter, but instead it goes to a little reward bonus that you have. You get you're supposed to fill up to 10,000 XP. Once you get that XP, you could cash that in for, I think if I remember, it's $100 and 0.5 gold, which means now if it's triple, that means it's now $300 and 1.5 gold. So that's also good. It doesn't take that long to build up, especially since the XP is double. It'll fill up right away. A couple of infamous bounties and a bunch of legendary bounties, you'll get that filled up right away. So good to do. If you need gold, there you go. And you get special bounty bonuses, free mode event. Let's see, complete any bounty for free mode event. And by October 2nd, and you'll land the gray and navy pair of Griffin chaps. Prestige bounty hunter license. Successfully rob a legendary and an infant bounty will get the olive benbow jacket. So basically, they're giving out clothes. And in addition to the above, you complete any bounty during specific periods of time, receive additional limited time rewards. From 50 to 11th, you get a green and light tan winter shotgun coat. From between the 12th and 18th, you get a green pair of Calhoun boots. At 19 to 25, you get the white and navy Griffin chaps. From the 26th to October 2nd, you get the gray Benbow jacket. All right, and then supposedly they're getting delivered within 72 hours. But Rockstar is really dumb about that, so hopefully you get your stuff. And then DNA Reckoning Manhunt, also 3 times money in XP. Feature series is 2x money in RP and gold. So for anybody who's interested in this feature series. And this is the Community Inspired Jacket. Every month they give away an outfit for everybody. It's from the community. So like somebody created the outfit, they'll highlight it here and they'll give you the parts so you can build it yourself. So this is what the community jacket for this month looks like. And these are the parts that you'll need. The cutter hat, the ribbon tie, the shotgun coat, paisley vest, the daily shirtwaist for female or the Corrales shirt for male, the Cabrera pants, and the Wongton boots for female or the Parson boots for male. So what you do is you go to the tailor in any of the shops that has a tailor. You look at the book and then you look for these parts of clothing. You look for the specific color too, because that's the one that you want to get, and that's the one you're gonna get for free. So yeah, that's your outfit for this month. And then your discounts, sale, 5% off the William Rawson Bounty Hunter license, 10 gold off the prestigious Bounty Hunter license, so you can get the Bounty Hunter's license for much less than you would normally pay. 30% off ammo crafting pamphlets, 40% off Bounty Hunter emotes, 40% off the dramatic action emotes. The ponchos are 40% off, 30% off. Turkoman horse, that's a pretty good horse. That's a pretty good looking horse. All the horses are pretty much the same in Red Dead Online, but the look of the horse is important, and the look because it's a style. And I really like the Turkoman horse. The Turkoman horse is pretty nice. 30% off revolvers, 50% off bolas, and I think that includes the specialty bolas too that are very expensive. So if you need to get more bolas and you don't want to pay the ridiculous price that the specialty bolas are for, then you can get them there. And then 30% off rifle and pistol ammo. So that's Red Dead Online. That's for this month. So guys that still play Red Dead Online, enjoy. Hopefully you enjoy this month. This is a pretty good month. All right, so let's talk about some other news. We're going to keep it with GTA and Red Dead. I mean, not Red Dead. We're going to keep it with GTA, with Rockstar, and Take-Two. So apparently this came out recently. 15 years ago, when Rockstar and Take-Two were selling games on Steam, that would be Manhunt, Bully, games like that during that era, 2007, 2008, 2009. I think Max Payne 2 came out at that time. they were selling games on Steam. But what we found out later on is that they were selling games that were pirated. Instead of downloading their own disc-based games, they downloaded pirated versions of the game onto Steam and sold them as legit copies. So people decided to play the games. They started finding that these games were cracked. That usually checks that they would normally do to make sure they're authentic, they weren't going through because there were no checks, because these games were cracked. They were pirated games. So let's read this article real quick. After 15 years, GTA devs' anti-piracy measures are still only hurting legitimate players. No shit. I mean, the hypocrisy of this company to be selling pirated games when they've been hitting mods and people just trying to improve their games left and right with copyright claims is just ridiculous. So in 2008, Rockstar brought its full lineup of PC games to Steam, and players quickly discovered that several of those titles were distributed with illegal cracks made by pirate groups. 15 years later, the fact is still having unintended consequences for legitimate players of the GTA devs' classics. If you were a PC gaming fan back in 2010, you might recall that players discovered the logo for the piracy group Myth buried inside the executable file of the official Steam release of Max Payne 2. Suggesting that Rockstar simply downloaded a pirated version of the game for the Steam launch instead of manually replacing the original disc-based DRM system. Now imagine being so lazy that instead of just doing the work to download a clean copy of your own game, you just decided to download a pirated version and put that on Steam and sell it off as your own. How ridiculous is that? How freaking cheap is this company? Even 15 years ago, they were doing cheap-ass tactics to save money. The discovery quickly went viral, and within days, Rockstar replaced the cracked executable with a clean version, though the pirate exec was still in the system game folder, simply renamed as Test App. So they quickly replaced it when it became a controversy. It's ridiculous that they even got away with it. It turns out that Max Payne 2 wasn't the only game Rockstar brought to Steam as an executable cracked by a piracy group. The exe file for Manhunt originally released on Steam with a signature from a piracy outfit called Razor 1911. When the Max Payne 2 crack was unearthed, the publisher also quickly replaced the cracked Manhunt exe file with the first version free from any pirated fingertips. So they released the game, they get caught, and that's when they decide, okay, we're going to release a clean version of this game. But as a recent video due to VDDRM demonstrated, the Manhunt execute swap had quite a few more unintended consequences. The PC version of Manhunt actually has multiple layers of digital rights management, or DRM. Since the game was originally released before digital distribution became the norm on PC, the first layer is a simple disk check through a technology called Secure ROM. The second DRM layer is where things get interesting for Manhunt, as the game discovers that the code for the Secure ROM check has been tampered with. It does everything it can to make playing a miserable experience. As soon as you open the door, every single other door in the game locks down permanently, picking up health that makes the game crash. If you somehow manage to keep playing through all these issues after 50 days, the game simply stops accepting any inputs. There are numerous other game-breaking inconveniences like that, seemingly built with the intent that even if a piracy group managed to deactivate one roadblock, they'd never manage to find them all. But that wasn't even what ended up happening. For Razor 1911 crack, hackers simply emulated the functions of the Secure ROM check so that the game never even realized it had been cracked. In other words, if you pirated Manhunt back in the day, you were never affected by these game-breaking issues, which takes us back to the version of Manhunt that's still being sold on Steam today. When Rockstar replaced the cracked Manhunt executable with a clean version, the company simply removed all the Secure ROM files and called it a day, which caused all the anti-piracy inconveniences to activate at once. So, if you have a pirated version, if you got an illegal copy of Manhunt, that version of the game runs infinitely times better than if you paid money to buy the game legit. The game legit has all these roadblocks that it has to go through because they were too lazy to fix their game back in the day. And now it has all these stuff that you need to patch out to fix to get through the game. And if you just get it for free, if you just pirate the game, guess what? You're not having any of those problems. How is this company even in business after doing all this stuff? This was 2010. It just baffles me that they were even bad at business practices even then. You know, I would think they would have some keen sense of, thought about what they're doing in that company to do all this. I don't think they even care about the PC gaming community, to be honest with you, because they haven't really cared about it now. Look at GTA 5 right now. If you look at GTA 5, the online on PC, they don't have any of the stuff that the console games have. They don't have well, they don't need GTA Plus. They're glad they don't got that, but they don't have the new improvements that they have. They don't have the HSW vehicles. They're pretty much stuck like the PS4 and the Xbox One players. That's how they look at the. That's how they look at the community in PC. They look at them as last gen. They don't really give them much thought. That's why a lot of the stuff that comes out now does not come out to PC. And unfortunately, I think that's going to be a trend that continues to this day. They're not going to improve their standing on PC. So let's go to the next topic. Oh, here's the one I want to talk to too about the voice leak. So this is being used last week as there was a leak online of Strauss Zelnick talking to investors, I guess it was, or something like that, talking about GTA 6 and letting it slip out that they were going to make an announcement in October and that the release date for GTA 6 would be October 2024. And this voice leak was a little suspect. It was very robotic. That's not the thing that tipped me off, because Strauss can be a very robotic person. He's not exactly a man filled with charisma. He is a CEO. He's not really a public person. So anytime he does any interviews or stuff like that, he's very stiff. He's very robotic anyway. So, but the thing that really caught me off guard was when he mentions GTA 6. He doesn't say GTA 6. He says GTA VI. And that instantly screams that this is AI generated, because AI generated voice thing would not be able to differentiate between VI and 6. Like, they wouldn't be able to tell what the numeral 6 is and the letter VI. So instead of saying GTA 6, Strauss allegedly said GTA VI, which instantly gives you a tip off that this is AI generated. But there's people who believe it. And there's still people who believe it to this day. And even people going as far as to doing voice analyzers to analyze Strauss Zelnick's voice. This is the elite voice, and this is supposedly his real voice from samples and stuff like that. Like, for me, it sounds fake. It probably is fake. I would expect it is in line with my belief, though, that the GTA 6 will release next year, late next year or early 2025 at the latest. It is within my line of thinking, because that's also where they expect a high volume of profits to come from. And what else are they gonna bring out that's gonna create such high volume? They're expecting $2 billion in profits, like fiscal 2024, 2025. What else would bring that kind of money than GTA 6? So it is in line with what the prediction is. It's just this is not the correct. This is not real. The voice is not real. I can't play it because it's been copyrighted to hell, and people have been using the copyright. Oh, it's legit because it got copyrighted. No, they don't. They have investors they have to answer to. If this stuff like this leaks out, even if it's not true, even if it's true or it's not true, that doesn't matter. It's gonna confuse investors, and they don't want confusion because that's gonna tank their stock price, and that's what they really care about the most. Investors and the stock market. So they're not going to let this leak come out, confuse the stock market, confuse the investors, and them potentially getting a hit in their stock price. So that's why they got copyrighted. Not because it's real and they don't want the info to leak out. They could care less at this point. It's no secret that GTA 6 is coming out. It's just a matter of when. So they don't care even if they leak it today. It doesn't matter. What they care about is that their investors don't get pissed off and the stock price doesn't drop. So that's why it got the copyright struck, not because it's real. It's not real. If you ever listen to it, you could tell right away. But people will believe what they want to believe. It's whatever. What's the next thing? All right. So I should have done it from the top. So the next thing is that there's a rumor that there's a PlayStation State of Play coming this month, and the reason that a lot of people believe that there's going to be a State of Play this month is because they want they want Sony to justify their price hike. So, as you know, Sony increased the price of the PS Plus subscription service. The Essential service went up $25, the Extra went up $35, and the Premium went up $40. So now if you want the absolute best of PlayStation Plus, you pay us $160 a month. For the Extra is $135. Yeah, $135. And for Essential, which is basically just cloud saves and the internet for multiplayer, that's $80 now a year. So the price is ridiculous. I think so. So I would want a State of Play to justify it, but if they were gonna do this, let me just say it this way: if they were gonna do something with a state of play and they were gonna increase the price, why don't you just do it there all at once so you have a justification for the price? Right now, the justification, if you go to Sony's blog, it says to release high quality games, to continue to release high quality games. And what do they justify high quality games with? What game did they give you for September? Fucking Saints Row. Cringy ass, motherfucking buggy as hell Saints Row. That's the high quality game they gave you for September. And that's what's gonna justify the price hike. The price hike already happened. It happened yesterday. I think today's the 7th. It was the 6th. Yesterday is the first day that it went up. And they're gonna justify that price with Saints Row. That's your high quality game for the month. Thank you, Sony, for giving me a shit game for the month of September. Really appreciate it. So we want a state of play. We want to see what they actually have to offer. Because right now, they didn't say anything. You're paying more for the same shit. And that doesn't make sense. So let me read this article real quick. Sony may be preparing for another PlayStation State of Play showcase sometime in September. They have only 2 such events so far this year, and fans are eager to hear more about the highly anticipated games, also learn about the unannounced goodies that may be coming to PS5 in the fall. Last Day of Play took place in April, and the focus was fully on Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, that was only Final Fantasy 16. That was the only thing that they covered in that State of Play. After April 2023 State of Play, Sony held a full PlayStation showcase in June and revealed, among other things, the long-rumored PlayStation handheld device that was then known only as Project Q, which now we know is PlayStation Portable, and it's $200, which I still think is too much for just basically something you can do with your tablet or your phone. But okay. A number of other exciting announcements were made during the showcase. A remake of Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, which is Snake Eater Triangle, I think, and the release date for Assassin's Creed Mirage, Alan Wake 2. Other games like Spider-Man 2, Dragon Dogma 2, and other trailers. Going back to Metal Gear, I think I said this before, but I'm really disappointed that they're releasing like the bare bones of the Metal Gear collection, which was also announced in that State of Play. Like, not upscaling the graphics, especially on the PlayStation 1 game. That's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Konami is like Rockstar. They're taking a playbook out of Rockstar and just making as cheap as possible to sell as much as possible. That's a $60 game, and granted, it is 3 games, but still, they're not doing any upgrades for it, and they're selling it for $60. Come on. These are not new games. I mean, the Metal Gear 1 came out when I was 18. I'm 43, so that's what, 20 some years? I can't do the math in my head right now, but it's been a long time. And 2 and 3 were like in the mid-2000s, 2007, 2008, I think. So it's been a while. So these games aren't worth $60 just like that. They should have had some improvement. Let's see. Of course, the excitement for these showcases fades rather quickly, as gamers are always eager for more. But the only news that fans got recently is that the price of PlayStation Plus subscription went up so substantially, beginning September 6th. Industry insider Jeff Grubb said on Twitter that he had heard rumors of a State of Play coming soon, and this PlayStation price hike announcement seems like a precursor to that. Why does the hike for PlayStation price have to be a precursor? Why couldn't they have just waited, not raised the price yet, done all this at one time, and then done it for the end of next month when you don't have to showcase freaking Saints Row as your game of the month, as the free game that you're giving out? Oh yeah, there's 2 games on there, Black Desert and what was the other game? Generation Zero. But that's not the highlight. The main game was Saints Row. And that's your high quality game that you're advertising for this month. No, it's just ridiculous. And even if they're planning a State of Play to explain, it has to be one kick-ass State of Play to convince people to start paying $80 and up for their subscription service. Because right now, you got your competitor Xbox. They're releasing Starfield. They released it yesterday. Starfield is their game this year. The game that they're releasing this year. The one that's got the most hype and stuff like that. I've already gotten 10 hours into Starfield. I got the gameplay going on in the background. It's a pretty good game. I mean, it's no freaking game of the generation like some of the people in the Xbox side were hyping up in the beginning. It's not anything near that. It's also not trash like the PlayStation side is saying that this game is trash and it's garbage and stuff like that. It's a good game. If you guys like Fallout, you're gonna like Starfield a lot, and I really like Fallout, and I really like Starfield. I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm having a good time with it. It's a good game, and if you already have Game Pass, you already get to download this like since yesterday. You could download it and play it, no extra charge. Like this is not like Sony and PlayStation Plus where you have to still buy your games. Like Spider-Man 2 is coming out, that's not on PlayStation Premium. That you have to still buy that game. So Sony's asking you to pay $600, like what is $500 for a PlayStation. They want you to pay $80 for the lowest tier subscription. They want you to pay $70 for Spider-Man 2. And here's I'll go another issue. Then you're gonna have to add more money because you can only add a certain number of games to that memory that PlayStation 5 has. If you don't have an expansion memory card in there or something for that, you only have 667 gigabytes of storage in the PlayStation 5 to store games, and most of that gets taken up by Call of Duty. Last month they released Call of Duty Cold War on PlayStation for free. Good game. I enjoyed it. You know how much memory that it needs for you to store the whole Black Ops thing? It needs 230 gigabytes. That takes up what? Maybe a little more than a third of your total memory on PS5. And if you don't have an expansion memory in there, forget it. You're not fitting much else in there. So it's ridiculous that the freaking games are this big and that they're charging that many price, and then you're gonna have to expand your memory. And SD cards are going cheaper, but my 4 terabyte SD card still costs me $200. So add that cost to the overall cost of things that they're asking for, and gaming is getting super expensive. But anyway, let me cut back to Xbox here. And so, like I said, Starfield's released. They're also getting Solar Ash, Lies of P. Both are decent games. You also got Gris. I don't know anything about the game, so the main focus here is Starfield. Because Starfield is the big release game. It's a big Bethesda game that came out. You'll spend all your time on there anyway. Like I said, any gaming time I have, that's the game I've been playing. Solar Ash, Lies of P. I heard Lies of P, there's some interest in that game, so we'll see. Age of Empires came out earlier. That's a good game, too. I played it on PC. I haven't tried it on Xbox yet, but it's a really good game. And they also did, what else? Humankind, which is like another Civilization game. It's also like Age of Empires, so it's kind of the same. They're kind of similar games. And then No Man's Sky had an update that released, the Echoes update. So I wasn't really much into No Man's Sky. I didn't play it much, but I heard it's a good game too. And there were comparisons between Starfield and No Man's Sky. It's not really fair comparison because No Man's Sky is a completely different game to Starfield. The only thing is that they're set in space, there's exploration, but they play very differently. Like I said, Starfield right now, it's getting an 86 on Metacritic. I mean, it's a good game. Most people, like I said, they were really overhyping it up. It's not the game of the generation. It's not a game that's gonna freaking like blow your mind or anything. It's really a nice, chill game that you play. It's an RPG where you immerse yourself in space, space exploration, doing the missions, like finding out a little bit about the world. The criticisms I do have for this game is that it's slow to start. Like, it really takes a while for the game to get going. Like, it doesn't tell you stuff that you need to right away. It's really slow paced in the beginning. Like, if you compare it to Skyrim, like in Skyrim, if you remember, when you started that game, you were a prisoner, you were being taken to get executed, and there was a dragon that interrupted the whole thing, and that's how you were able to get away. Like, a dragon attacked the village, and you were able to get away. So that's, compared to that, this is really slow, because you're just like, you mine something. If I explain the beginning again, you're mining something, you find something valuable, you touch it, you get a vision, and then you're off on your quest. And like I said, it's a really slow burn to the story. But if you stick with it, it does get better. It just sucks that it has to take a while for the game to really like get going, get off and running. But once you're off and running, though, I mean, the exploration's decent. I'm not gonna say it's like No Man's Sky. It's nowhere near that. Like, the space traveling is nowhere near that. I think actually the space travel is the weakest part of Starfield. I really don't like the space navigation and stuff like that. But I do like the combat. I do like the exploration when you're on planets and stuff. I do like the resource building and management, stuff like that. The story is nice. The characters are interesting. Like I said, the story is nice, but it is, like I said, it is a slow burn to get to it. But it is a good game. 86 is a fair score. 7 to 8 is what I would score it around there. 8 being my preferential score. Like, that would be what I would put it. I put it an 8 out of 10. And it's a good game. It's worth your shot. If you want to try it, go for it. The other thing I want to do with Starfield is the controversy with pronouns. Like, this is something that came up on Twitter and it kind of blew up. And I don't understand what the controversy is all about. The pronouns are in the creator character, which is where you would expect something like this to be. Like, if you're creating a brand new character, you're gonna define what the character is, starting with male or female, and then if you want to add a pronoun, that's up to you. The game does not force you to choose a pronoun. It is not beating you over the head with the pronoun. This is basically what it is. Let me show you a picture of it. So here, your character creator, you're gonna pick, and the character creator, basically, if you want a male or a female body. It doesn't really define it as male or female. It defines it as type A or type B. I forgot how it really went. But then you create your character how you want. And then if you pick the female body, it's already gonna say she or her already. You don't even have to touch this. All you have to do is put your name. Change your name right here. You put where it says player, you put whatever name you want to give your character name, and you don't even have to touch this at all. Like if you have a female character, it'll say she her. If you have a male character, it'll say he him, and that's it. You don't have to touch it. You don't have to move. You don't. It's not forced on you. It doesn't it doesn't tell you must pick something. It's already done for you. It's automatic, so you don't even have to interact with the pronoun. And it doesn't come up in game. I played more than 10 hours of Starfield already. That doesn't come up. Your pronoun never comes up. Nobody ever refers you as him or her or whatever. They don't even call you by name really, because it's like a made up name that you printed on there. It's just not part of the game. It's not a big deal. But for some reason, some people decide to make a big deal about it. Be like, no, pronouns. I can't play this game no more. Refund. I'm like, why? That is the most ridiculous thing. If the game was buggy as hell, I could understand a refund. If the game was boring you within the first hour or 2 hours, I can understand the refund too. And you know what? Some people, they might not enjoy this game right away because it is, like I said, a really slow burn. I can understand that part. But just because you get to this part and it says she, her, and you're like, no, I can't deal with it no more. Refund. Dumb. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just this cultural thing that's going on in our society right now. You know, this is just a little thing for the people that do want to change the pronoun. Who do? It's an inclusion thing, and for some reason, people get offended by it. I don't understand how that's offensive. If you don't want to deal with it, don't deal with it. Don't touch it all. You don't. It's automatic already. Female character she, male character he. That's it. You don't even have to worry about it. But people get mad about anything these days. And as I was saying, since Xbox is the big thing right now, and if you're pissed off at Sony and their price hike, actually Game Pass Ultimate's on sale right now. It's on sale in several areas. Like I saw it at Walmart for $34. I saw it at Best Buy for $38. No, but I think you need to be a member for $38. But the best deal right now is on Target. Right now, I don't know how much longer it's gonna be. Probably till Saturday. So Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is $31.49 at the Target. So you can buy this right now. You can buy, I think, up to 3 cards, if I remember correctly. Let me see. Actually, here it only let me 1, but on the app, it lets me buy 3. I think because I already bought it, it won't let me buy more. Actually, I'm not even signed in. I need to sign in. But it let me buy 3 on on the mobile app. So you can buy up to 3 cards, and that's 9 months, and that's like $90-some. If you could do a separate cart and buy more if you want to, and that'll get you a full year for pretty much around the same price as the old PlayStation Premium was, actually. Premium was $120, and this will be a little more than $120, but still, it's practically the same price as Premium. A little more expensive, but by dollars and cents, by $5, $10, something like that. But you're gonna get game day one games. Like you're gonna be, as soon as you get this, instantly you'll be able to get Forza, Halo Infinite, Sea of Thieves, Minecraft, Flight Simulator, Starfield. When the next Forza game comes out, you'll be able to download that. And any new Game One games that come out on Xbox, they'll be there right then. And like Xbox has to deal with EA, so all the Maddens, all the other games that EA releases are on there. Probably Jedi Survivor will probably be there soon. Stuff like that. So it's a good deal. It's right now. Especially at this price, it's a better deal than Sony. So consider it. And speaking of which, I was talking about memory earlier with the PlayStation, and this is another thing I want to talk about. Apparently, the next NBA game, 2K24, the size of on the Xbox at least is going to be 161 gigabytes, and that goes back to what I was talking about with the Xbox, with the PlayStation earlier about the memory. Xbox is no more better. It has a terabyte, but it does, you don't use a whole terabyte. In whole, you have I think 800 gigabytes to use because the system uses up like 100 gigabytes for itself, 100 plus. So 161 gigabytes on the Xbox, that's huge. That's a huge game for a sports game, which I don't know what they are putting in these sports games that is this bloated in size. Like, I don't understand what they're adding to NBA 2K24 that justifies 161 gigabytes of memory to be. I can understand Call of Duty because they have the campaign, then they have the what's it called, Warzone, and then they have Spec Ops, and they have a bunch of different things that they have on there. NBA is just a court with 10 players running around. And they'll do something different. I think they have Street in there too and some other stuff. But still, 161 gigabytes is a lot. And I don't know why it's so bloated. And like I said, for systems like the Xbox and the PlayStation, if you don't have expanded memory, you're screwed. Because where are you going to fit so much game into? You know, you're going to have other games too that you want to play. that you want to like switch between, you're gonna have to be uninstalling and reinstalling games. That's annoying in its own right. So that's the only thing that annoys me about games right now. Another one that's kind of bloated, but I can understand why, because it's an open world game. Is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That one's 140 gigabytes. And once you start doing patches and stuff like that, that starts growing in size. So then eventually you do end up with a pretty bloated game at the end of the day. Like Jedi Survivor has released 7 patches. And they needed those patches because, man, on release date, Survivor ran horribly on console and on PC. It had stutters, it had minor little glitches. It didn't run right. You'd have a lot of frame skip. But now it looks like they're on their way to fixing the game. It only took them a couple months, which I don't know why they just didn't delay this game. Why didn't, instead of releasing April, they should have released it now, and they would have released a complete game and still charged $70 for it. I should have just waited. If I'd known better, I should have known better. But I'm a big fan. I did live Fallen Order. I did want to play that game, but now I could play. I could go back to it if I want to, and then it should run pretty smoothly now. So let me see the patch notes real quick. So, well, not patch notes, but details. So they fixed. What did they fix? Introduced several performance-related improvements on the PS5 and Xbox Series X, including performance mode has been completely reworked for substantial improvement player experience. A number of GPU and CPU optimizations, along with disabling ray tracing, has resulted in a better player experience, including a solid 60 FPS. See, you should have given us that option in the beginning. I don't need ray tracing. Ray tracing looks great, I won't lie, but it's not necessary. I don't need my rocks to be extra shinier. I don't need the water to glisten more. I'd rather have the 60 frames per second, really, to be honest with you. I'd rather have a smooth gameplay overall than to see things be a little shinier or the glare to be a little better or stuff like that. So that should have been an option to begin with, is just be able to turn off ray tracing. It was on from the beginning, no matter if you picked performance or quality mode. It didn't matter. It was still on. And now that they have the option to turn it off, actually they just turned it off themselves. So that just made it performance better, because it's going to run 60 frames. Hopefully it runs smoothly and it just runs 60 frames per out and doesn't have the stutter, but they're saying it doesn't. So quality mode has also received optimization to help reduce FPS fluctuation and introduce other vision improvements. So now it should run pretty smoothly as well. A variable refresh rate support added for PS5, good. Additional performance optimization for PC, good, because it really needed it. Save system tweaks to help prevent save game corruption. That would have been annoying if I ever got a save corrupted. Fixed issues where players could not retrieve their XP after dying under certain circumstances. Various crash fixes, various bug fixes, and improvements across all platforms, including fixes for cloth, lighting, and UI. Note: cinematics in Star Wars Jedi Survivor on console are locked to 30 frames per second. It's not a big deal. So yeah, the patch notes for Jedi Survivor. I'm probably gonna go back to that game. I never finished it. I'll probably go back to it now. Hopefully, it runs smoother. And last thing I want to talk about is Mortal Kombat 1 made a new announcement, and I'm really excited for this game. But this news is I'm not all that excited for. Let me just play a quick piece of the trailer so you know what I'm talking about.
I am Megan Fox, and I'm voicing Natara. She comes from this weird realm. She is a type of vampire creature. She's evil, but she's also
Okay, so she's also good.
She's trying to save her people.
I wanted it.
But I really like her. She's a vampire, which obviously resonates for whatever reason.
All right, so Natara is a character from Deadly Alliance. I'm sorry. This is a game that I didn't really play. Like after Mortal Kombat 3, I kind of didn't play any of the Mortal Kombat games because I didn't like the 3D versions. I didn't like 4, so I kind of cut it off after that. So I never played Deadly Alliance. I never played Deception. I really got back into Mortal Kombat with Mortal Kombat 9, and I've been hooked from there. So Natara was a character from that era, from the 3D era. She's a vampire basically, with wings, and she's being reintroduced in this game. I don't mind her. She seems like a cool character, but there's not much to her in the story. Like, I don't remember her much from Deception. I don't remember Deadly Alliance. I don't remember how much of a role she played. I do remember she was in the newest MK movie. She was one of the characters, but again, she wasn't a big part of the story there either. She was just basically Shang Tsung's henchman that died off pretty quick. Spoiler. It wasn't it's not a character that's like really important to the MK universe. That's why she wasn't in the remake when 9 happened or 10 or 11. Not a major character, but I'm glad she's coming back. Hey, it's a new character that's in the lore sorta, and that you could introduce in this game as the new era and stuff. So I'm interested in that. The only thing is, I don't know why they hired Megan Fox to be the voice. I mean, she'll make a good model for the game, but I don't know if I buy her voice. It's kind of the same thing with MK11 and Ronda Rousey being the voice of Sonya Blade. Like, it was okay. I mean, her performance wasn't anything spectacular. I don't know how much they paid Ronda, but it probably wasn't worth it at the end of the day. You could have had any regular voice actress do Sonya Blade, and it would have worked out just as well. So same thing with Megan Fox and her voice in Nitaro. I mean, I'm glad Nitaro's in the game. And like I said, it is an interesting character that I'm really not well aware of, and hopefully they do something with her in this game. But I don't know if I buy Megan Fox as Nitaro. I don't like how she voices her. She kind of doesn't do anything to make the voice name special. It's basically Megan Fox just voicing Nitara. So I don't know. Like, let me see if I can get a quick voice. Okay, right here where she's introducing her. Watch, here, there's a little voice sample.
What did you do with Jen's body?
You'll never see her again.
I don't know if I like that voice because it sounds like a girly voice, and this character does not look like a girl. It should be more of a deeper voice to her, like more of a menacing voice to her, because the voice does not match the look, in my opinion. Like, I know some people will be Megan Fox fans. I saw like a poll somewhere where they asked, "What did you think of Megan Fox?" A lot of people were like, "Yeah, I'm excited for Megan Fox being Tara." I think a lot of those people are simps, to be honest with you. Like, Megan Fox is an attractive lady, don't get me wrong, but I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at her as an actress and how she's gonna play the role, and I'm not buying it right now. But I'm glad Natara's in the game. She looks good in the game. I mean, it looks impressive. I just don't think the voice matches the character. But we'll see. Like, this is just a small sample. I mean, I shouldn't really fully be criticizing it, but I'm a little skeptical. Let's just say. Hopefully, it turns out good. Hopefully, she proves me wrong. All right. So that's all I need and want to talk about, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. You have a good one, and thank you for joining Gaming News with SheepTacoMan. Take care.